Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something we all go through at some point in life, the challenges and struggles that come just before our breakthrough. We've all experienced moments of doubt, frustration, and hardship, and at times it can feel like God is distant or that the blessings we've been praying for are never coming. But I want to remind you today the signs of a breakthrough are often wrapped in the tests that we face. You see, when we're in the middle of a struggle, it's easy to think that we've been forgotten or that the door to our dreams is closed. But the truth is, delays are not denials. Just because you're not seeing the results immediately doesn't mean God has abandoned you. In fact, sometimes the greatest breakthroughs happen after the longest waits. If you're feeling frustrated and stuck, take a moment to look at it from a different perspective. This frustration may be God's way of preparing you for something greater. You may be in the process of being transformed into someone who is ready for the breakthrough. It might seem like everything is falling apart, but I want you to know today it's actually falling into place. God doesn't work in the way we expect. Sometimes the best thing He can do for us is remove what isn't meant for us, making space for what is. If you're facing rejection or misunderstanding, don't get discouraged. Keep going. There's a reason for the season of challenge, and it's not to defeat you, it's to equip you for what's next. And when you find yourself in the face of impossible odds, remember nothing is impossible with God. The odds may seem stacked against you, but that's when God shows up in ways you never imagined. So if you're in a season where it feels like every step forward is met with 2 steps backward, take heart. It's often right before the breakthrough that the road gets the toughest. Friends will be tested. You will face moments when your belief is shaken, when everything seems uncertain. But let me tell you, those tests are not the end. They are just the beginning of something new, something better. God is refining you, strengthening your faith, and making you ready for the breakthrough that is coming. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. There will be moments when you feel isolated, when you feel like you're walking this path alone. But I want you to hear me when I say you are never truly alone. In those quiet moments when the world seems distant, that's when God is closest to you, teaching you to lean on Him and trust in His plan. Trust that He's doing something in you and through you that will bring you into your destined future. If right now you feel like you're moving without clear direction, hold on to this truth. Uncertainty is often a sign that God is preparing you for something new. You may not know exactly where you're headed, but God does. Trust in the journey because each step is guiding you to your purpose. And perhaps the most beautiful sign of all, after all the testing, after all the trials, you'll begin to feel a renewed sense of purpose. You will emerge from this season stronger, more confident, and ready to walk into the destiny that God has prepared for you. So today, if you're in the middle of a test, I want you to remember your breakthrough is on the other side. It's right around the corner. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Your breakthrough is coming, and it's going to be greater than anything you've imagined. Embracing the struggle is one of the most powerful concepts in our journey through life. It's natural to want to avoid hardship or to wish for an easier path, but the reality is that struggles are a part of life, sometimes even a vital part of our personal growth and success. In fact, many times the struggles we face are not punishments, but opportunities for growth, strength, and preparation for something greater. It's easy to become discouraged when life isn't going the way we expect. We pray for breakthroughs, for blessings, for relief, and yet the answers seem delayed or distant. During these moments, it can feel like the universe is against us. But here's the thing, the struggles we go through, the challenges we face are not signs of failure, they are steps in our growth. God, in His wisdom, uses these moments of struggle to prepare us for the future He's leading us toward. It's in these difficult times that we are shaped, molded, and strengthened, often without even realizing it. Think about the moments in your life when you have felt the most discomfort or pain. The times when you were pushed beyond your limits, when you thought you couldn't take one more step. Those moments may have felt like the end, but they were actually the beginning of something new. We don't grow when everything is easy. We don't develop resilience when life is smooth. We grow through the storms, through the difficulties, through the times when it feels like we're facing a mountain that's too high to climb. And what's amazing is that when we embrace the struggle, we begin to see it not as a hindrance, but as a stepping stone. When you face challenges, it's tempting to ask why it's happening or to think that you don't deserve it. We ask, why me, or what did I do wrong? But in those moments, it's important to remember that growth doesn't come from comfort. The discomfort we feel is often what drives us to tap into deeper strengths we didn't know we had. It's easy to settle for the familiar, for the status quo, for the things that feel safe. But growth happens when we step out of our comfort zones and face the unknown. It's in the uncomfortable moments that we learn to trust ourselves and our ability to rise above what we once thought was impossible. Embracing the struggle also means allowing yourself to feel the emotions that come with it. It's okay to feel frustrated, sad, or even angry when things aren't going your way. Those emotions are valid. They are part of being human. But what matters most is how you respond to those emotions. Do you let them control you, or do you use them as fuel to keep going? It's in our response to struggle that we find our strength. When we choose to keep moving forward, despite the obstacles, we become stronger and more resilient. Moreover, embracing the struggle teaches us the value of patience and faith. We live in a world that is always rushing, always looking for instant gratification. But real breakthroughs rarely come overnight. They come after we have weathered the storms, after we have learned to endure, after we have learned to trust in God's timing. There's a scripture that reminds us that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, Psalm 35. This isn't just a nice sentiment, it's a promise. The struggle will not last forever. The pain will not last forever. But the growth, the strength, and the lessons we gain from those struggles will last far beyond what we can see in the moment. By embracing the struggle, we allow ourselves to grow into the person we are meant to be. We stop seeing the challenges in life as obstacles, and we begin to see them as opportunities for transformation. It's through the difficult times that we are refined, purified, and made ready for what's next. God doesn't waste any season. Every challenge, every struggle, every moment of difficulty has a purpose. So when life gets hard, when the road ahead seems uncertain, don't resist the struggle. Embrace it. Trust that God is using this moment to build something beautiful in your life. Remember, the struggles you face today are shaping the person you will become tomorrow. They are the tools God is using to prepare you for your breakthrough. Keep moving forward, keep trusting, and keep embracing the struggle. Your breakthrough is coming. And when it does, you will look back and see that the struggle was never the end, but just the beginning of something far greater. We all know the feeling of waiting for something we deeply desire, whether it's a prayer we've been praying for years, a dream we've been pursuing tirelessly, or a breakthrough we've been longing for. The waiting can feel endless. In those moments, it's easy to believe that the delay means the answer will never come. We start to question, why hasn't it happened yet? Or is this ever going to happen for me? We might even wonder if God has forgotten us or if He's simply not listening. But here's a powerful truth: delayed answers are not denied answers. It's important to understand that just because we haven't received what we've asked for, or just because it hasn't happened when we thought it would, doesn't mean it won't happen. There's a difference between a delay and a denial. A delay simply means that God's timing is not aligned with ours, but it doesn't mean the answer is no. Often God's plans and purposes are much bigger than what we can see, and He is orchestrating things behind the scenes that we cannot even begin to understand. He knows what we need when we need it, and the perfect time for everything to fall into place. In our world, we're used to quick answers. We live in a society of instant gratification where we can get things almost immediately. We can order food, shop online, and get information with just a few clicks. We're accustomed to everything happening quickly, but God's timing doesn't always work on our clock. His plans are not always rushed, and sometimes He allows us to wait because there is something in the waiting that we need to experience, learn, or understand. Sometimes the delay is actually the answer we need. It teaches us patience, strengthens our faith, and gives us the endurance to persevere. It helps us develop a deeper trust in God's sovereignty, knowing that He's in control of everything and that He has a purpose for every season of our lives. Think of the times when you've waited for something in your life. You might have thought the wait was too long, or you might have been tempted to give up. But looking back, you can probably see that the delay was not a denial. The timing was just right. What you received was exactly what you needed at that moment. That's the beauty of trusting God's timing. He sees the bigger picture, and He knows exactly what's best for us. Sometimes during a delay, we can feel anxious or frustrated. We might even question if we're doing something wrong or if we're not worthy of the blessing we're waiting for. But God is never punishing us by making us wait. Instead, He's preparing us for what's ahead. The delay allows us to grow, to mature, and to be shaped into the person we need to be in order to fully receive the blessing He has in store for us. It's not about withholding from us, but about aligning us with His perfect plan and timing. When you face delays, it's crucial to keep the right perspective. A delay does not mean a denial, and it doesn't mean God is absent. In fact, sometimes it's in the waiting that we draw closest to God. We lean on Him more, seek Him more, and trust Him more than we might in times of ease. The delay is a season of development, not a sign of abandonment. God is working in ways you can't yet see, positioning you, preparing your heart, and opening doors at the perfect moment. God's delays are not signs of a lack of love or care. In fact, they are often signs of His love. He cares so much for you that He wants to make sure that when the answer comes, it will be exactly what you need. Sometimes it takes longer to get the right answer because He is doing a deeper work in you than you realize. He's building your character, developing your patience, and making sure you are ready to handle the blessing that's on the way. Remember, just because the answer hasn't come yet doesn't mean it's not coming. It's simply not here yet. And when it does come, it will be more perfect, more powerful, and more timely than you could have imagined. Trust that God has heard your prayers, trust that He's working behind the scenes, and trust that the delay is part of His beautiful plan. Hold on, keep believing, and know that the answer is on its way. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it does come, you will see that the wait was worth it. So when you find yourself misunderstood, take a deep breath and know that it's okay. Keep moving forward with faith. Keep staying true to your purpose, and don't let the opinions of others sway you from your path. The right people will understand you in time, and those who don't are not the ones who define your worth. Your journey is yours alone, and you are exactly where you need to be. Keep walking in your truth, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. There are times in life when your faith will be tested. It's easy to believe and trust in God when everything is going well, when things are smooth, when your prayers are being answered, and when you can see the fruit of your efforts. But the true strength of your faith is revealed not in the easy moments, but in the trials and challenges. It's in the moments of hardship, confusion, and uncertainty that your faith is tested. And while it might feel difficult or even unfair, these moments are often the very thing that shapes you into the person you are meant to be. When your faith is tested, it can feel like you're standing at the edge of something, unsure of what the next step will bring. You might wonder where God is or why He isn't responding the way you expect. It can feel like your prayers are falling on deaf ears and the situation is only getting worse. It's in these moments that many people face a decision. Do you hold on to your faith even when you can't see the way forward, or do you give up and walk away? The choice you make in those moments will define your journey. But here's something important to understand. Just because your faith is being tested doesn't mean it's weak or that you're failing. Testing is part of the process that helps you grow. Think of it like a muscle. When you want to build strength, you have to put it under stress. Without resistance, there's no growth. The same is true for your faith. When it is tested, it's being strengthened. The more you rely on God in those moments of uncertainty, the stronger your faith becomes. Sometimes God allows us to go through seasons where our faith is tested because He wants us to rely fully on Him, not on our own strength or understanding. It's in the moments of struggle that we learn to trust Him more deeply. We realize that we cannot navigate life's challenges on our own, and that's when we lean into His grace, His wisdom, and His provision. We discover that His presence is enough, even when everything else feels uncertain. The Bible teaches us that faith is not about seeing or understanding everything perfectly. It's about trusting God even when we can't see the end result. It's about having confidence that He is in control even when life feels out of control. For we walk by faith, not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5:7. When your faith is tested, it's a reminder that God is preparing you for something greater. He's refining you, strengthening you, and shaping you to be the person He has called you to be. So when your faith is tested, don't see it as a sign of failure or abandonment. See it as an opportunity to grow. Know that God is with you through every trial, and He will never leave you. Your faith might be tested, but it will also be strengthened. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, brings you closer to the person God created you to be. Keep trusting, keep believing, and know that even in the toughest of times, your faith will carry you through. You are not alone in the testing, and you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped for the journey ahead. There are times in life when everything feels harder than usual. The simple tasks that once felt manageable seem overwhelming. Every step forward feels like it takes twice the effort, and obstacles appear at every turn. In those moments, it can be easy to feel discouraged and question why things are so difficult. You might wonder if you're doing something wrong, if you've lost your way, or if life will always be this challenging. But what if I told you that these difficult times don't necessarily mean that something is wrong? In fact, sometimes they are a sign of growth, transformation, and preparation for the next chapter of your life. When everything feels harder than usual, it's important to take a step back and remember that we all face seasons like this. Life is not always smooth sailing, and we are not always in control of the circumstances around us. There are times when we are tested, when things seem more difficult than we can bear. These are the moments that stretch us, challenge us, and ultimately help us become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. During times of struggle, it's easy to feel like you're on the edge of exhaustion. It's as if you're walking uphill with no end in sight, every step requiring more energy than you thought you had. But it's in these moments of difficulty that we often experience the most growth. When things are hard, we are being refined. Just as gold must be heated to extreme temperatures to remove impurities, we too are refined through trials and struggles. The difficulty we experience is often the tool that shapes us into the person we need to be for the next season of our lives. It's also important to remember that not every challenge is a sign that we are on the wrong path. Sometimes the greatest growth happens when things are hard. It's easy to think that if something is difficult, it must not be meant to be. But the truth is that many great breakthroughs come through perseverance in the midst of challenges. Every time you push through, you grow stronger. Every time you face a difficulty and keep moving forward, you build more resilience. The moments when everything feels harder than usual are often the ones that prepare you for the bigger breakthroughs that lie ahead. Additionally, these times are often an opportunity to realign our focus. When life feels harder, it can cause us to examine our priorities, our goals, and our attitudes. It's easy to coast through life when things are easy, but when things are difficult, we are forced to dig deeper into our faith, our strength, and our character. We begin to recognize the areas in our lives where we need to grow, where we need more patience, more perseverance, or more trust in God. It's also crucial to remember that you don't have to go through hard times alone. It's okay to lean on others for support when things are tough. Whether it's friends, family, or your community, there are people around you who care and want to help. In times of difficulty, it's okay to ask for help, to be vulnerable, and to rely on the strength of others when your own feels like it's running out. In the end, when everything feels harder than usual, take heart. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Trust that this season, while challenging, is leading you to something greater. The strength, the wisdom, and the resilience you are gaining through this struggle will carry you through future challenges. Keep moving forward one step at a time and know that this season will pass. On the other side, you'll look back and realize how far you've come, and you'll be stronger for it. There are moments in life when you may feel alone or abandoned, and during those times it can seem like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. It might feel as though no one understands you, and the loneliness can feel suffocating. Whether you're going through a difficult season, experiencing a loss, or simply facing a challenge that no one else seems to notice, feeling isolated is one of the toughest emotions to endure. In those moments, it's easy to think that you're on your own, that no one sees your pain, or that no one cares. But what if I told you that even in those times of loneliness, you are never truly abandoned? When we feel alone, it's often because the people around us or the situations we face don't seem to offer the support we need. It may feel like you're surrounded by people but still feel invisible, as if you're carrying a heavy burden by yourself. But even in those moments, God is with you. The Bible assures us that God will never leave us or forsake us. In Hebrews 13:5, it says, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." While the people around us may not always be able to offer the comfort we desire, we can take comfort in the truth that God is always by our side, even when we don't feel His presence. The feeling of being abandoned comes from the people we care about. Perhaps a friend, family member, or loved one has let us down or walked away, leaving us feeling isolated and rejected. These moments of emotional pain can make us question our worth and wonder if we're unworthy of love and companionship. But I want to remind you that no person's actions define your value. Your worth is not dependent on the approval or presence of others. You are valuable, loved, and chosen by God, and His love for you never fades. Even when others fall short or turn away, God's love remains constant, unchanging, and unconditional. Another reason we may feel abandoned is that life sometimes takes us down unexpected paths. When things don't go according to plan, or when we face difficult circumstances, it can feel like we're walking a road we didn't sign up for. We may feel like we're in a season of waiting, stuck in a place of uncertainty, wondering if things will ever get better. During these times, it's easy to feel alone, as though no one else is going through what we're experiencing. But in these moments, we can take heart, knowing that God is using this season to grow us. He is preparing us for something greater, even when we don't see it. The Bible reminds us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. God sees your heartache, your struggles, and your pain, and He is right there with you, holding you up and giving you the strength to keep moving forward. When we feel abandoned, it's also a time to reflect on our relationship with ourselves. Sometimes we can feel disconnected from others because we've lost connection with our own heart. Maybe you're carrying guilt, shame, or unforgiveness. Maybe you're struggling to accept who you are or where you are in life. These feelings can amplify the sense of loneliness, making it harder to reach out or connect with others. But healing begins within. Learning to love yourself, to accept your imperfections, and to forgive yourself is the first step toward overcoming loneliness. When we embrace who we are and allow ourselves to heal, we open the door for deeper connections with others and a stronger sense of peace within. Even when everything around you feels empty, you are not abandoned. The truth is, you are loved by a Creator who knows your every thought and cares for you more than you can imagine. You may not always feel His presence, but that doesn't mean He isn't with you. Trust that He is working behind the scenes, even in your moments of loneliness, to bring you peace, healing, and the right people into your life at the right time. Keep your heart open and know that in the silence and the waiting, God is still with you, guiding you and preparing you for what's ahead. You are never alone. There are moments in life when you experience a renewed sense of purpose, a feeling that something deep inside has shifted. It's as if the weight of confusion and doubt has been lifted and you now see a clear path ahead. This renewed sense of purpose is a powerful force that can reignite your passion, refocus your energy, and bring new meaning to your daily life. It often comes after a period of uncertainty or struggle, when you've been searching for direction or wrestling with the feeling that something is missing. When this new sense of purpose arises, it can feel like everything clicks into place. The things that once seemed difficult or unattainable now feel within reach. You may begin to see your goals in a new light with fresh motivation to pursue them. This newfound clarity can breathe new life into your relationships, your career, and even your personal growth. You realize that the challenges you faced were not obstacles, but stepping stones leading you to this point of greater understanding. In these moments, you begin to understand that your life has meaning beyond the day-to-day struggles. Your experiences, both good and bad, have shaped you and prepared you for this moment of transformation.